We've got Gene in the right spot.
I think Gene should come in a little more, to be honest with you.
Gene, you've got to come down a little bit.
Yeah.
This is something we hadn't done in a while, and we're maneuvering people in the studio here.
You literally have to take another turn. You got to come in off the corner.
Come right here.
Yeah, pull that. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
There you go.
All right, that's better.
Gene Allen, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, and yourself?
Did you did you make it into makeup? Did they take care of you in makeup?
Yeah, makeup was all
Good.
okay and
you're
everything
good.
like that.
You're good.
I'm glad I dressed up for radio.
Yeah, you did well. Yeah, I mean, who'd have thunk it?
Yeah.
Back on TV. Gene, we're talking. Gene is from Urban Renewal, and you have an auction coming up, real property auction. Talk about this and what it means for people.
Okay, just to give you a little bit of a background, once a year the city of Utica does a tax foreclosure, and then the properties fall into two different categories. They fall into the urban renewal category, which we have a target area for. There's a whole process you go through to purchase the properties. Then there's those that fall outside the target area, and those, once a year, we have a real property auction on. It's a live auction at Utica City Hall. It'll be Wednesday, May 25th, 7 p.m. If you're planning on coming, get there early.
I would imagine exciting.
Because you have to sign in and get a number. Once the auction starts, we won't hand out any more numbers for bidders because we're tied up with the auction.
Right. When I say I would imagine these auctions can be a little exciting.
Oh, they can, very much so. It all depends on how many people are showing up and the types of properties we have and so forth. So I had a couple of years ago, we had one property. I thought, maybe it was a really nice property, maybe $50,000, $60,000. It went for $110,000 at the end of the auction.
Wow. What is going on? Are we beginning to now? I know we're talking about nanotechnology, and there's new opportunities coming in out at the base, but we aren't seeing big influx yet of new employees. There are people working there, but in terms of the big numbers, we haven't seen it as of yet. But there are people who are anticipating, which seems to have had an effect on the housing market. Do you feel that way?
Oh, definitely. There's definitely an upswing and everything. One of the best indicators I have is 4 years ago, when we were doing foreclosures, we were getting 120, 150 properties we were taking back. This year we had 60.
Okay.
This means people are investing in the neighborhoods. They're paying their taxes. They're maintaining their properties. There's a real upheave. Up Utica.
Well, I'm seeing it in the
I said that wrong.
in Up Utica.
Upward Utica.
I kind of like Up Utica. You could mean so many things.
Or Utica up.
Yeah. I'm seeing it in the housing market where houses are coming up and they're going very quickly.
Oh, very much.
And what when you do this this auction, was there a time when you got just a lot of out of town people saying, "I'm going to come in and I'm going to buy this stuff for investment," or are we seeing an increase in out of town people right now?
It's kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Especially on the auctions. It depends on the properties. This particular time, they're mostly one-family and two-family houses. We don't really have investment properties as such.
Okay.
But you do have the people that are looking potentially to flip a property.
There's a lot of that right now. Yeah.
And this way, these are usually some of our better properties because they do fall in areas like North Utica, South Utica, places like that. So if nothing else, you're buying the neighborhood more so than the house. You get it at a reasonably low market value because we'll start the bidding at roughly about half of the assessment.
Okay.
So if a house is assessed at $75,000, we'll start the bid at about $30,000. Now, once you put in the work, the actual fair market value on that house will be over $100,000. So you can easily flip a house along those lines.
This is the best way to revitalize neighborhoods.
Oh, well, yes and no.
Okay.
I'll be perfectly honest. I'm not a big one on auctions.
All right.
Mainly because I like our urban renewal process better, where we more or less vet the people that are buying the properties. They have to go through. They have to fill
So this
out
could
an
go to anybody.
application.
This could end up being a New York City owner that ends up potentially being an absentee landlord.
Right.
Yeah,
And
I
so,
see what you're saying.
Unfortunately, I've got this pen. If it's a city-owned pen, I can't just give it to you or sell it to you. I have to auction it off. So these are city-owned properties that are outside the urban renewal target. We have to auction them off, and it's strictly high.
But on the urban renewal side, you can look at somebody who you can say, wow, I know they're going to really better this neighborhood. We can work a deal with them.
Yes, because
Yeah.
say I have 6 people bidding or putting in offers on a house, and some guy, say, is from out of town. He's going to put minimal work into it, and he's going to be a renter. On the other hand, I have somebody that's local, and they're maybe offering less money for it, but they're showing they're going to put more money into the property.
Yeah.
We know we can get in touch with them when we need it if there's any problems, and so we have. Plus, a year later, we go back and make sure they've done what they said they're going to do.
Right. I don't want to throw a curveball at you, but I guess I'm going to. The property on Whitesboro Street over near the auditorium.
Yes.
The talk is that is that what we need? Apartments downtown. And this has been going back and forth. There are two sides to this. What are your thoughts on
we're following, and everybody says follow the master plan. The master plan says to put apartments in that area. We're following the master plan.
Okay.
Plus, on the other hand, you talk about a sports complex. There's all of Harbor Point that we're developing right now too, which will have sports fields and things of that nature too, which are a quarter of a mile away. It's not like we're ignoring the fact of sports or anything like that and having facilities for them, tourism. That's all just a few blocks over.
All right. So you like this buyer, this builder.
He's a reputable builder. He's a great reputation. We've seen examples of the work that he's done, and he's not the type of person that just builds it and sells it. He builds it and manages it. And for all practical purposes, he is local.
Right.
He's up in Watertown. I mean, hey, that's local as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, certainly. And, people are afraid that, well, if he doesn't sell them, then it's going to turn into low-income housing like was there in the first place.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Just the way the funding streams go, if you want to build subsidized housing, there's different income streams you go through with through the government funding and things like that. Unless you start out that way, you can't all of a sudden flip and say, oh, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
And realistically, we're looking at private investment here. It's not in their best interest to do something like that because now they're not getting a return on their investment.
So it wasn't much of a curveball after all. You handled it well.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. That's
Well
good.
prepared, Gene Allen.
Yeah. Kind of like Cologne. I mean, you throw that fastball down the middle, he puts it out.
I was going to ask you about that.
42 years old, the oldest ever to hit his first home run. Pretty cool.
He's about 2.5 weeks shy of 43 years old.
Yeah. We're Mets fans here, so...
not all of us.
Well, not all of us.
I have a question about the auction. Do people have an opportunity to see the properties prior to the auction?
Yeah, most of them, yes. We have 10 of the properties that we are setting up open houses for. In fact, today I have 1632 York from 11 to 12, and then from 1 to 2 I have 1419 Flag. We're having open houses where people can come, they can tour the property, get a better idea of what it's like. I always suggest wear good shoes and bring a flashlight. You got to remember.
Okay, there's no electricity on.
No electricity on.
Okay. And the mill across from the brewery over near the Boilermaker, is something going on over there? I'm hearing stuff coming out of there. The Globe Mill, is that the old SUNY IT there?
That I don't have any information on. I don't know.
Okay. So you haven't heard anything at all?
No.
All right. Anybody else? We good?
Just when you said wear good shoes, you mean sturdy. You don't mean
Sturdy.
church shoes.
No,
right?
I mean sturdy shoes, not flip flops and things like that.
Okay. Just making sure.
Something solid.
He noted my attire when he walked in. Don't dress like me.
Okay.
Right? Summertime.
Let's face it. We try to clean them out, but they're not pristine properties.
Well, you're getting the reason they're up for auction. You can get a really big deal is because
somebody didn't pay their taxes.
Yeah.
If they didn't pay their taxes, there's other things they didn't do too.
All right.
They all need work.
Gene Allen, thanks. Good luck today. This is a great opportunity. It's really good to see what seems to be a real increase in the housing market right now.
Oh yeah, I'm really enthused. I've lived here most of my life, and it's had its ups and downs. Where Utica is definitely on the rise. It's a hot market. It's the best place I can say to invest your money.
All right, good stuff, Gene. Thanks so much. I have birthdays here for Monday, May 9th, and it includes Jerry Clinch in Vernon, Isabella Paragi. Paraguay. Okay, I see that. Paraguay from Frankfurt. Isabella, happy birthday. And Christy, is it our Christy or
We
a
don't know.
Christy? We don't know.
It's
But
Christy.
Christy's celebrating. And Kathleen Brown in Utica is celebrating as well. Happy birthday. Paul and Jane Highland celebrating their 62nd anniversary. It was actually yesterday. And This comes from Will over at Utica Mac, who says, and Will's been going through some health issues, and said he just wants to thank Paul and Jane and all of everybody over at Utica Mac, the Highlands, for being so kind to him while he's been having some medical issues. In particular, Paul and Jane, who celebrate their 62nd. That's big.
That's
Utica Mac. That's a big
huge.
Utica Mac celebration. Their 62nd.